What is up, everyone? Today I'll be showcasing the team that brought me up to the expert ranking and onto the front page of the official Go Battle League leaderboard. We're gonna have to scroll down just a little bit, but here I am, number 45, not too bad, and it was all on the back of just one Pokemon, to be honest. I made a hard meta read. I figured on day one of Great League returning, everyone would run their tried and true boring course of Fighter plus Lickitung, Dragon plus Lickitung, and, well, Lickitung plus Lickitung. And there's one Pokemon that does absolutely incredible here. It's Wigglytuff. And man, did it destroy some teams. Okay, we're just gonna head right into this battle, starting with game one, already picking up our main target, Annihilate Lickitung Core. This is not good, trainer. We lead into the Annihilate. They bring out Lickitung. This is not an answer. This is great for me, though. I stay in here for just a little bit. Now, I do want to keep my Wigglytuff healthy for the Annihilate. So what I'm going to do here is just throw an Icy Wind and then switch into the Goodra. I'm running Shadow, Feraligatr, and Goodra in the back. Because I think Feraligatr plus Wigglytuff pair especially well. Because in the case of having a bad lead, I can pivot Feraligatr, which I think Feraligatr is just an incredible pivot right now. And if Wigglytuff has a neutral lead, I can stay in. I usually play out the Zero Shield matchup, and I bring my opponent so low in that scenario that my Feraligatr can farm down with Shadow Claws, and if it has a ton of energy, it just destroys. Then as a third, I got Goodra, because Goodra is good versus fire types, which Wigglytuff struggles with, and it also forms a good core with Feraligatr. So I could also, if I have a good lead, I can just win that with Wigglytuff, and then I have a good core in the back to pretty much just rock, paper, scissors my opponent. In this case, Feraligatr may not even be needed though. I can honestly two-shield this, two-shield my Wigglytuff and just farm everything down, but I do want to give Feraligatr some action. So I decided to let the Weather Ball go, and now we're just going to Shadow Claw down the Abomasnow. The only win condition here now is hitting the Energy Ball, so I'm going to shield this up, because there's pretty much no reason for them to go for the Weather Ball bait. And it was the Energy Ball, so good shield there, GG. Now, you may have noticed, Steel types are troublesome for this team, especially in the lead. But they are not invincible. You can deal with them, as Goodra has a lot of play versus many Steel types. Especially versus Galarian Stunfisk, since I do have that Aqua Tail coverage. However, Earthquake does hit very hard. Maybe I should have thrown my Aqua Tail before allowing the Galarian Stunfisk to switch, but this is fine as well. To be honest, lure out a Mantine, a Pokemon that Feraligatr doesn't really want to see. So at this point, I'm fine with letting Goodra go, bring out Wigglytuff, farm down his Mantine, and then hope that Feraligatr can do some stuff in the back. Just gonna let any attack go here. It is a Water Pulse, hits the Wigglytuff quite hard. Now bring out the Feraligatr to get some farm here, as I do want to be farmed up just a little bit. Out comes their own Feraligatr, and since I got that one Shadow Claw in versus their Mantine, I am looking pretty good here. At least I will be able to win this mirror matchup. Now, I know Hydro Cannon does not knock out yet, so there's no point in throwing it immediately. Because if they let that go, they can Hydro me, they force me to use a shield, and then I bring out Galarian Stunfisk and I lose. Now, another good point to make here is that Galarian Stunfisk gets to Rock Slide in 5 Mud Shots. Same pacing as my Hydro Cannons. Which means if I throw my Hydro Cannon now, when I'm at double, they will get to 2 Rock Slides before I'm able to get to 2 Hydro Cannons. So I have to farm up by 1 more, then throw my Hydro Cannon, and now I will just barely be able to outpace the Galarian Stunfisk, since they were dry before. Did I say 2 Rock Slides? I mean 1 Rock Slide. They can get to 1 Rock Slide before I can get to 2 Hydros. But not since I overfarmed by that 1 Shadow Claw. Now we charge attack priority on a discharge attack, and I win that. Do a bunch of damage to the Galarian Stunfisk. They threw the Rock Slide already as well, so this will take out my Feraligatr, but that's fine. I still got Wigglytuff, and we charm down the Galarian Stunfisk. GG. Alright, Skarmory lead. Also quite bad, but most Skarmory comps are not super strong versus Feraligatr. The only real answers there are to Feraligatr are electric types, like Lanturn and like Charge Bug. Now, Lanturn is very bad for Feraligatr. Honestly, if there's a Skarmory lead and you switch in Feraligatr and out comes a Lanturn, it's probably game over. But that's not a common comp. More commonly, you see like Whiscash, Swampert, and Dragons, in which case, at the very least, Feraligatr will be able to get a shield advantage, which sets up Goodra very nicely for the end game, because Goodra with a shield advantage is not bad at all versus Skarmory. So that's the way I usually play against Skarmory Mirror. Lead, I mean. I switch in Feraligatr, try to get a shield advantage, like in this case, and then hope that Goodra can sweep. Swampert has a lot of energy here. I'm just gonna let it go though. I need to keep shields for Goodra. Big Earthquake. Now they're almost energy dry. So I'm gonna bring out my Goodra just to get a little bit of farm. Kind of risky though. They actually went down with the Hydro Cannon there. So that was very, very close. But now I got energy on Goodra. It's looking kind of okay. The Skarmory already is a little low as well. So almost in Aqua Tail range. Out comes Gligar now. I kind of forgot how much health the Skarmory had at this point. But I do know that I can take an Aerial Ace. Because I thought the Skarmory had like a little more, I figured I may as well no-shoot the Aerial Ace, because then I still keep a shield for potential Sky Attack. However, they would have never gotten to a Sky Attack, so honestly, I should have shielded that, but it doesn't, ultimately it didn't really matter. We're still good. We're still a win condition, so yeah, we take this a game at that point. GG. Alright, Mandibuzz leads, absolutely incredible. Out comes Vigoroth, and this is a little bit of an awkward Pokemon for this team. There's nothing that can really deal with it like cleanly. Wigglytuff definitely caught, so I decided to just charm it a little bit, then bring out my Goodra. This is still kind of okay, because my Wigglytuff is at enough health to where it can take out the Mandibuzz later, so I feel fine with this. I throw the Aqua Tail into the Vigoroth here, and now I make a choice, okay? This is right before they get to the Body Slam too, so they can throw Body Slam out. Now I make a choice. If they throw the Body Slam, I'm gonna let my Goodra go, which may seem a bit weird, as the Mandibuzz will then be aligned to my Feraligatr. However, the reason I did that is because usually with Mandibuzz in the lead, there's like a Steel type in the back. Like Alolan Sandslash, like Registeel, sometimes even Bastiodon. And in that case, if I allow those Pokemon to farm down my Goodra, I could be in trouble. So I decide to just try to sweep with shield up Feraligatr. However, what I didn't realize is that the timer was not going to be up yet, and that means that this Alolan Sandslash gets so much farm off of my Wigglytuff before I'm able to bring up my Feraligatr, and that could make things pretty difficult. So I'll still throw the Disarming Voice though, just to get the timer up. And then I bring out Feraligatr, and I make another mistake here. I go for Ice Beam. I wasn't aware of how this matchup between Feraligatr and Mandibuzz goes, but I thought that I needed Ice Beam here to win. However, with two shields, I think the way to go is to just triple Hydro Cannon, because the Shadow Claws plus those Hydro Cannons should do enough to knock out the Mandibuzz. But yeah, now they shield. They're gonna get to another attack here. I let this go. I think it's just gonna be an Aerial Ace anyway. The Aerial Ace baited me first as well. Because the Aerial Ace baited, they're gonna get to another one right before my Hydro. Now I can only farm up for... I would have only been able to farm up like 4 more Shadow Claws before... and which means Alolan Sandslash will be able to throw his attack before I got to a Hydro Cannon there. If it would knock out the Mandibuzz with a Hydro Cannon. So I just had to bring out Wigglytuff. Hopefully their switch timer wasn't up already, but no, it was. And now the Mandibuzz just able to get to an attack here. So I lose the game, unfortunately. Now, I do think I would have actually won that match if I just went for switch advantage, as Shadow Feraligatr can take an attack from the Alolan Sandslash. So honestly, in that case, I think I should have definitely gone for switch advantage. Okay, Diggersby lead. A little bit of an awkward lead. This is one of those neutral leads. Wigglytuff, honestly, is not good against most, like, bulky Pokemon, like a Whiscash, like a Lanturn, like a Diggersby. Luckily, though, against Diggersby, you have the super effective Icy Wind, which my opponent does shield. Now, I'm gonna take another attack here. They should now be 4 and 5 away, or 5 away from, like, another Scorching Sands. So, I think I get to the Hydro Cannon here before they would be able to reach a ground attack. Which is why I switched in Feraligatr. They catch that attack all bad type, but this is totally fine with me. I need an Ice Beam plus a Hydro Cannon to knock out bad type anyway, so that's cool. And now my Goodra gets to avoid the Mantine as well, so I'm very okay with this. I throw an Ice Beam here. It's 5 wing attacks for each Aerial Ace, so I decided to throw my Ice Beam on the 10th wing attack right before their second Aerial Ace. Get as much energy as possible, so that if the Diggersby does decide to come back in, they're gonna have to throw their energy instantly if they want to take out my Feraligatr. Fortunately, I was one Shadow Claw away, but that does mean I took this energy, so that's fine. I'm just gonna let Feraligatr go, and we're gonna try to sweep with Goodra at this point. Behind Diggersby, sometimes you do see Charmers, which is why I felt this was a little risky. But at this point, you know, if it was a Charmer in the back, I would lose that game anyway. So that's why I put it on Goodra. I got the attack drop as well on that Scorching Sands there, so I was forced to switch out into Wigglytuff when the Annihilate came out. Clear the debuff. Now I throw the Power Whip. I figured I would no-shoot the first, expecting Aqua Tail, so I go for the harder hitting attack. Power Whip. That almost takes out the Annihilate. Sorry, we got some recording issues here. But yeah, I take it out. And now we farm down Diggersby as well. GG. Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way, every single one of these battles was done on my live stream on the first day of Great League. I also played this team some more on Saturday. So the Saturday battles actually are not in this video. These battles are just from the Friday battles on the first day of Great League. So if you want to see me play these teams live, go check me out on Twitch. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, sub, you know, whatever. Anyway, actually, we picked up a terrible lead there. Bastiodon, how am I going to beat that? Honestly, I figured I wouldn't be able to beat Bastiodon with this team, which is fine. Honestly, there weren't that many Bastiodon. I only faced one in a day, and if you lose to the one Bastiodon you see in a day, that's okay. You know, that's okay. But we're looking kind of okay here now, actually, because it's a Trevenant. Usually with Bastiodon, it's like Basti, Wigglytuff, Shadow, Victreebel, and that team I think is impossible for me. But if it's the Bastiodon double Ghost team, with Sableye and Trevenant, I think Feraligatr has a lot of play. And it is the Sableye. So we're actually looking kind of decent here. I throw my Hydro Cannon here. Pretty sure my opponent was already at a foul play here. But they make a massive mistake and they don't throw it. Which is just... It's just incredible for me. And now I win the game. I think I would have also won if they'd thrown the foul play. Because I still outpaced the Bastiodon to a Hydro Cannon. Which would put it dangerously low. But because they didn't throw the foul play, it just made it even easier. GG there. Alright, Alola, Ninetales in the lead. Kind of interesting matchup. The way I play this is I shield, I farm all the way down. You barely live. You barely live. I throw Icy Wind into whatever comes in, which in this case was not the play. It was a Lanturn. I should have Disarming Voiced. Honestly, I should have always Disarming Voiced there. But it's okay. It's okay. I have a wall to this in Goodra. And now that they're debuffed, I'm not afraid of whatever they throw here at all. It is a Surf. They have their own Goodra in the back. I go for Aqua Tail at Power Up Energy, hoping they shield this up. And they do, which is huge. That's absolutely huge. Now I can bring out Feraligatr. Go for the Hydro Cannon. I don't think this knocks out yet. But we'll put it in farm down range for my Goodra. Yeah, that's fine. Goodra is pretty bulky. It's pretty bulky. I'm gonna let this go. There's no use in using shields on my Feraligatr, as the Lanturn will just kind of wall it anyway. Now comes my Goodra. My Goodra is in a pretty dangerous health range now. Sparks plus Surf will do enough, but you're gonna have to get to 2 Surfs because I have a shield. I won't be able to get to 2 Power Ups here, so go for an Aqua Tail bait. In the moment, I thought this was honestly a mistake, because I figured they may try to no-shoot, but they actually do shoot up, so ended up being a good call by me. And now I get to the Power Up on the charge attack priority to knock out this Lanturn. GG. Alright. Whiscash lead. Honestly, I think a better way to play Whiscash lead is to stay in with Wigglytuff. Play out the 0 shield. Get the Whiscash very low. And then Shadow Claw down with Feraligatr. But this was one of the earlier games and I decided to just insta-swap into Feraligatr. The reason I say that is because a lot of Whiscash lead do have Skarmory in the back. And Feraligatr is my only Skarmory answer. So I don't think you can afford to give it up this early in the game. So still though, if it's Skarmory, I may still be alright. Because I'm gonna farm down this Whiscash now. I have a little bit of health. And if Skarmory is like their best Feraligatr answer, I will get to Hydro Cannons. Out comes Dragonair though. I'm gonna go straight for Ice Beam. They let it go. Bye-bye. Out comes Skarmory. It was Skarmory. So in this case, like just staying with the Wigglytuff versus the Whiscash would have been so much better. It would have been so much better. As then I would have had the Feraligatr onto the Skarmory. It's still not over though. Skarmory's gonna have to Brave Bird my Goodra to take it out. Their defense is dropped. They have no more Pokemon remaining. Wigglytuff has very, very high fast move pressure. Even these resisted charms are doing a ton now that the defense has fallen. They have to go for another Brave Bird here to knock me out. and it actually doesn't. Wigglytuff takes it, gets in at 1 extra charm, and now Feraligatr is able to Shadow Claw down. It's absolutely crazy. Honestly, I don't think I should have won that game. My opponent did sort of misplay that. But even still, you could see how much work those resisted fast attacks put into the Skarmory. It is really crazy. And Skarmory just can't deal with both Wigglytuff and Goodra very easily. And that makes this team, even though it is front and back weak to Skarmory, you can still somewhat manage it. It's a soft ABA, I would say. Anyway, back to the game. We saw Feraligatr in the lead there, which Wigglytuff has a nice matchup against. They will get off a Hydro Cannon, but if you double shield, you can farm all the way down, come out with an Icy Wind, which I now throw into the Lickitung. It's not a great matchup for Lickitung, but when I'm this low health, they can definitely take me out with a Body Slam here. I was kind of considering saving my Wigglytuff there, as I figured there was going to be an even harder loss to Wigglytuff in the back. But I couldn't, since I don't want Feraligatr on to their Lickitung, of course. Out comes Goodra now. I bring out my own Goodra. I take a shield with Aqua Tail. Now I put him in farm down range for Shadow Claws for my Feraligatr. And then I just have to hope I can get to like 3 charge attacks versus the Lickitung. However, I don't think I'm gonna get there. Even if they're energy dry, they only need like, 23 turns to get to double Body Slam here. And I was 12 Shadow Claws away from a triple Hydro Cannon, which is 24 turns. So they're gonna outpace me here. I think I would have won this game had I left more health on the Goodra. My win condition there was, after I took the shield from the Goodra, get the Goodra into a range where I could get like 5 Shadow Claws with my Feraligatr, and then I would have won this. But because I kept Dragon Breathing, I lose that game. Alright, incredible lead. Incredible lead with Wigglytuff into Giratina. That's what you love to see, but now they bring out Dewgong. And Dewgong is a massive problem Pokemon for this team. Honestly, I haven't quite figured out a good strategy to beat this Pokemon consistently. I have beaten it several times, but it's always been scrappy. Whenever you get a really good lead with Wigglytuff and I bring out Dewgong, especially Giratina, because for Giratina, I don't care about switch advantage, actually. That's the main thing here. I don't care about switch advantage. I have Goodra, I have Wigglytuff. I don't mind if I lose switch here. So just bring in Feraligatr, I play out the zeros, and I charm down the Dewgong with Wigglytuff. Now, I've played, yesterday actually, I played this same team, where I brought out, where I led Giratina, and then I brought out Dewgong. I played it the same way, but their Dewgong actually got to an Icy Wind versus my Wigglytuff. And that honestly loses you the game if they have Wigglytuff in the back like this opponent. But since they didn't get to the Icy Wind there, I'm looking pretty good. Because I can now Icy Wind this Wigglytuff. Their attack is dropped. They're going to get to an Icy Wind of their own here. But that's fine. At this point, we're pretty much at the same HP on our Wigglytuffs. And I should be able to just win this game. I still have a shield as well, so yeah. I can get off an Icy Wind first to Giratina, and then I have Goodra left as well to take out this Giratina. So, in this case it worked out, but be aware. Some Dewgongs will be able to get to an Icy Wind versus your Wigglytuff, and in that case, I think it's very, very difficult. So, I haven't quite figured out how to play that. One thing I'm trying now is once the Dewgong comes in, I throw like 2 charms and then switch into Feraligatr. That may help a little bit as well. And then just try to win switch maybe, but I don't know. It is not easy. Anyway, picked up another incredible lead with the Wigglytuff. It was Dragonite. They brought Lickitung now. I don't know if I like the way I'm playing this. Previously, I would have switched into, or normally I would switch to the Goodra here to take out the Lickitung. But I think I figured that there may be a Lanturn in the back. Because a lot of Dragonite leads do have Lanturn in the back. And I wanted to save my Goodra for it. So that's why I did that. And I was correct. Still, this is hard now. Because what is my Feraligatr gonna do, right? There's nothing. Well, there's something. I can Hydro Cannon the Dragonite. But this is not great. They do shoot that, which is great. But now they can farm me all the way down. And that's very awkward. If they can get to 2 Dragon Claws here, the game's... Honestly, it's going to be very difficult for Goodra to win. If they only get to 1, I think I guaranteed win. But unfortunately, they get to 2. Which means I'm going to have to shield this. Now we get some farm off of the Dragonite. But... And it's superpower. Very smart play by opponent as well. Superpowering makes it so that I get less energy on my Goodra to throw at the Lanturn. Now I'm double surf range. So they're gonna get to the knockout blow in like 6 sparks now. Which means I'm gonna have to Aqua Tail bait. I'm not gonna get the double power whip, so I'm gonna go for the bait here. And they do fall for it. Now, I just gotta go for the power whip. I get there on charge attack priority. Lanturn still very healthy though, but it knocks out. I was not expecting that at all, but Goodra knocking out the Lanturn with that power whip there. Very, very nice. GG, that was the final battle of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Honestly, I don't know if this team is good. Actually, I don't think this team is very good, but it ended up being a very, very good read for the current meta, so it worked. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next one. Good luck with your battles, trainers.